It's the time of the day when we tell you about everything that's buzzing in the startup space. I'm Priya Sheth and a very warm welcome to all of you to the Daily Dispatch. On today's show, I'm going to be talking about the top 3 companies that have been in news today, and those include Ola Electric, Oyo, as well as Naturedyne. Now, moving on to the first headline of the day, Ola Electric has kicked off bookings for its much-awaited Ola scooter, and customers can reserve their Ola scooter on the company website by paying a refundable deposit of 499 rupees, and those reserved now will get priority delivery. Now, Ola is also likely to reveal the features and the price in the coming days. However, the company has said that it will be priced aggressively to make it widely accessible. Well, headline number 2, Oyo Hotels and Homes has closed a debt financing round of $660 million from global institutional investors. Oyo will be utilizing these funds to retire its past debt, strengthen the balance sheet, as well as boost the product technology. Now, Oyo said that its offer was oversubscribed by almost 1.7 times, along with a total commitment of about $1 billion from leading institutional investors. Well, headline number 3, Naturedyne, the startup which has built AI and edge computing focused on fleet as well as driver safety, has raised $150 million in funding led by SoftBank Vision Fund. The funding will be used to advance its core technology, expand into new geographies, and accelerate hiring across R&D, marketing, and customer support. The total funding raised by the mobility startup is now at over $197 million. Well, moving on to our second segment, I have with me an entrepreneur who's helped a lot of people amid this pandemic. I have with me Jitu Lalwani from Dial 4242. Thank you very much, Jitu, for joining us today on the Daily Dispatch. I want to begin by asking you about the last couple of months. You know, it's been a time when a lot of people may have needed your services, the ambulances, etc. So just wanted to understand from your perspective, what was the demand like, and were there days when you were completely sold out on the website?
The second wave was, like everyone knows, was on a different level. Okay, the amount of casualties which happened, the amount of requirement of healthcare support all over the India was on a different magnitude. And we, being an ambulance player which is present all over India, okay, had a huge demand. Okay, we are an aggregator into ambulance space. Okay, and present across almost every nook and corner of India. So the demand definitely shoot up like anything. I don't think I can even quantify that demand, but if you want to just ask me a number, it will be like from a normal days, it went up like 7 to 10 times more than what we used to get on a normal days kind of a requirement. Okay, that is one thing. Uh, and it was not just about ambulances services. Okay, I think one of the things where Dial 442 is different from a lot of players is that we don't look at that. Yes, because today everybody is looking, when the pandemic hits, you're looking for all kind of support. Okay, and if you know that he's into ambulance, he might be knowing something into someone else also. Okay, and thankfully via social media and all that stuff, we are connected to some very wonderful groups like uh, there is SOS Saviors kind of a group. Okay, there is India Cares, which is a group. Okay, and we were all together and trying to support as many people as possible. Okay, that is what we did, and in fact, a lot of people liked our services, and in fact, there has been times where celebrities like Bhumi Pednekar, who could not get ambulances, she was doing a lot of social works and trying to help people. Where she could not get ambulances, she's tweeted about it, and Dial 442 has come to the rescue. Okay, so from celebrities to the needy people, to even Mumbai police referring our services multiple times. Okay, that has been the kind of services or the credibility which Dial 442 has delivered on.
Right. If you could give our audience just some statistics in terms of how many ambulances are there on your website. You're an aggregator. If you
Sure.
could give us the total number of ambulances, and also in terms of the number of cities that you're present in, like if you could give our audience some statistics as to maybe if there were an X number of ambulances booked every minute on your portal.
So, to start with, we have a 5,000 plus ambulances on our network. Okay, this is across pan India. If you even go on our website, we say that we support our clients across 130 cities in India. Okay, and those 130 cities are primarily for clients where we have a kind of a membership deal. Okay, so if it is a corporate client, we'll support them. But honestly, today, if you get a call from any city, you even might call us from Ladakh. Okay, and we will support you. That is the kind of deliverables that we are doing. Okay, for a contractual basis, we say 130 cities, but we are supporting all over. That is one thing. In terms of when the COVID, the second pandemic was on the peak, the calls per minute that we were getting, I think we had to almost triple our call center size. Okay, that is one thing. And the calls per minute itself were like 20 to 30 calls that we were getting per minute. Okay, that is the kind of a thing. And the biggest challenge which was there was more than ambulances was a oxygen supply. Okay, to have an ambulance with an oxygen supply, that was the biggest challenge. There were a lot of ambulances available. Okay, but there were ambulances with oxygen supply because COVID, you need an oxygen support. Okay, and that wasn't there, especially in cities like Delhi and UP. Okay, you've seen that there was a severe shortage of oxygen there. And and I'll say with God's grace, thankfully, we have been able to deliver in even those worst times, even in those cities which were badly hit by the supply of oxygen. Okay, we ensure that all our ambulances carry oxygen cylinders. There is a proper check done. Okay, and the people get the right kind of support.
Right. I wanted to understand now that we're almost, out of the second wave of the pandemic, and perhaps there may be a third wave that's coming up. But from your perspective, I wanted to understand what is the way forward, or will you be looking at expanding this fleet further? Will you be looking at collaborating with hospitals, etc.? How would you look at consolidating this entire business?
Sure, Priya. So first of all, I think COVID has realized people the importance of healthcare industry in India. Okay, till now healthcare was pretty neglected. I'm not just talking about ambulance industry. Overall, healthcare industry has been neglected. The respect for the healthcare community has increased multiple times post COVID because the amount of sacrifices that they have done to support the community, I don't think so. There is anything that can be doubted about that. Okay, so that has been the major game changer. Okay, that is one thing. The so and in terms of talking about what we have done, so today we have signed the entire Tata group of companies. Okay, I'm not talking about one or two Tata individual companies. I'm talking about the entire Tata group of companies. I think nobody else in the industry can today go and say that. Okay, that is the biggest achievement that Dial Photo Photo has done, and I think so that also happened because we delivered on our promise. Okay, there were a lot of requirements which were individually coming from Tata Group about whether it was ambulance, plasma, blood, anything, and we were getting support, and we were trying to ensure that we give them the maximum support. Okay, that is one thing. Secondly, like you asked about, COVID is coming down right now. What is the future of the ambulances in this? So to begin with, we are the first player to be signed by an insurance company, and this is like a 3-year business. Okay, so every policy member of that insurance company will be using Dial Photo Photo services. So that goes on to show a rapid paradigm shift which has happened in terms of the mindset of everyone. Today, an insurance company which would have never looked at an ambulance industry as a serious player is looking at that because that is a service that they can give to their members. Okay, that is a big change, and whether it is in a business wise or in the perception which has happened. Okay. In terms of future, of course, we plan to increase our ambulance network because when you sign up with an insurance company or with a group of companies like a Tata Group, okay, you have to be present across almost every nook and corner of the country because and today everybody is working from home. I'm sure you're also working from home today. Okay, so everybody's working from home, and this trend is going to continue for some time. I don't think so. There is a fear of third wave. Okay, there is a shortage of vaccination. Okay, so that is the thing. So it's not like today the world has got opened up and everybody will start going to the offices. A lot of people will still work from office, and I think we have got also personally I think so the productivity has increased from work from home. So a lot of institutions will continue that. Okay, and with our aggregator model, because we are present across nook and corner of India, we are the best support for any corporates today across the country. Okay, that is the biggest advantage that Dial Photo Photo offers as compared to any other place.
Right. Final question before I let you go on funding. Now that you're looking at a sort of expansion, both in terms of the kind of fleet as well as the kind of services that you offer, will you be looking at any sort of funding in the near term?
Of course, the answer to a question to that is yes, because any startup which has to grow aggressively has to look at funding in a serious manner. But to point out the same way, I think today we are profitable as a company. Okay, and that's a big statement to make, because not a lot of startups can today come and say that they are profitable, they are good in cash flow, we're good enough to survive for the next 2 years without getting any funding. Okay, so I think as an organization we have created that self dependency. Okay, that we want to get business and we want to grow, not just rely on funding and unnecessarily spend. Today also, even 1 rupee that we spend, we are very cautious about it. Okay, while we have supported the community a lot, like in fact we are the ambulance player who has gone and supported all the poor and needy whenever they wanted it. Okay, but as a company we are very sure that every rupee that we spend is on the right phase. So definitely we are looking out for funding. In fact, we are into advanced level of discussions with a few of major investors. Okay, and fingers crossed for that.
All right. On that note, we wish you all the very best, and we hope that you will be able to help many, many more people along the way. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you so much for being a part of the Daily Dispatch.
Thanks, Priya, and thanks, Yashwini.
Well, time now to say goodbye. Thank you very much for joining us in this week's Daily Dispatch. I'll catch you on Monday at 5 p.m. Goodbye and have a lovely weekend.